Today I have an Xbox Series X controller. This controller won't charge. What I've noticed on a dozen or so of these that I purchased is that the USB-C port on the PCB side isn't soldered flush to the board from the factory, which causes stress on the solder joints that connect the 14 pins on this connector, causing them to break, and then the USB-C port stops functioning. I'm making this video because I'm curious if this is a widespread issue or if it just happens to be the controllers I purchased in a lot, albeit these controllers were described with all the same issue, having a USB-C port not working. But I'm curious if there's anybody else out there that has done these repairs or works in the repair industry that has come across this. If you have, leave a comment or something. I'd be curious to know if this is more widespread. Also, you can tell right here that this controller has not been worked on or opened up, as there's no hole in the sticker here. There's a screw behind there that has to be removed to open this up.
Yeah, that usually happens with one or two of these. It's okay, the whole controller has to be taken apart anyways, I'll get it out. Come on, come out of there. Where the heck is it? I don't know where it is. Did it get stuck to one of the magnets in here? No? Yeah, what's going on here? Where the heck did it go? Alright, well, that's interesting. Oh. I don't see it on here. Oh, it's right here. It is on the magnet. There we go. All right. Let's move those out of the way here. So what we need to inspect on this is right here. This is the USB-C port that goes to the board. In order to do that, you need to remove this whole thing, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll pull out the rest of this controller. It's a shame that you can't just get away with opening up like this. Unfortunately, you just can't see in there. Oh, it's too big. That's also too big. Oh, too small. Too big? Okay, this is interesting. Where's I know my bits here. we'll strip it out. Oh, there we go. By the way, this is a Torx T6. In case anyone's wondering, it's a different size than what the outside screws are. It's smaller. Oops. All right, so what I do is I just move this board out of the way. There's 3 hidden screws underneath this. What I try to do is not remove the triggers, and usually you don't have to. You can just kind of pull this up and out of the way, and then we can grab these other 3 screws, which are right here. And this makes this repair a lot easier than having to disassemble the entire controller. Oh, sorry, I was out of the view of the camera. And then this. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 1 screw here. I typically miss this. So there's actually 4 screws. And then this whole thing will just pop out. And we do have some stuff attached to this. Oh, that's interesting. I had forgotten about that. It's not actually soldered to these boards. So the big thing's that, and then this whole thing should just slide out. You kind of got to move it around. I always have trouble getting this out because it's very tight. There we go. And then you can just move this out. So here's what we're going to be working on. Move this out of the way. Man, my mat's filthy dirty again. And this is what we're looking at right here. USB-C port. Let's get underneath the microscope because the naked eye is not going to be able to see this. Alright, so this is the USB-C port on the board, and what we need to do is inspect the pins on this. They're underneath the port though, so you have to turn the entire printed circuit board at an angle to get a view. What I'm doing here is just checking the side ground pins to see if there's any cracks in the solder. There usually isn't, but you know, I like to be overly optimistic sometimes. So it's back here what we need to look at.
I can already tell that the pins for the USB-C port is broken away from the pads on the board, and to validate that, all we gotta do is grab a pick and you'll see I'll be able to move this around. Alright, so let's grab a pick here and see if this moves. And when it's dislodged from the board and the solder joints are no longer holding it, it'll move up and down. And as you can see, it's moving up and down. So chances are a pad on the inside pins is probably ripped from the board, and this repair is not going to go too well. Alright, so a lot of these controllers are just defective from the factory. As you can see here, the USB-C port is not soldered flush to the PCB, and the back flexes. So what this does is it puts stress on those solder joints for those 14 pins, and eventually they break. Alright, let me grab a USB-C port here so you can see these tiny pins, and hopefully the camera picks it up. Those pins are soldered to the board on these tiny little pads, and they're on the back of this USB-C. So you'll see this is the replacement one. Now this is straight. It's straight from here to here. Those pins have to be on the board for this to function. If they're broken off the board or ripped off the pads, or usually the pads end up getting ripped off, it doesn't work. So let's put that down and go back to this one. And you'll see that this is not straight from here to here. The back is lifted up, and you can see that because I can push down on it. I believe this is a defect from the factory, and I've seen this in about a dozen controllers, and unfortunately most of the time a pad's been ripped from the board, which makes the repair not worth doing. It just takes too long to repair, or it can't be repaired. So right here I got a hot air station, and this is the only way you can do this type of repair. You can't use a soldering iron. You're going to need the hot air station set somewhere between 500 and 600 degrees Celsius. Otherwise you're not going to be able to get this solder to flow to pull this off the board. Alright, so under the microscope we can see that the center pad here is missing. It's been ripped from the board, which is quite common with these defective USB-C ports. And unfortunately that's it. There's no fixing this. There's no way to get a pad back there. What I have done in the past is attempted to run a wire here, and it works sometimes and other times it doesn't work. It's hit or miss. It's very difficult to line up the pin correctly with a small wire that's 38 gauge and get it soldered to it, especially since these are on the bottom. Here it is right here. This pad's supposed to run up, and there's supposed to be a pad, and you can see it's been ripped from the board. So this repair is unfortunately not going to be possible, and we're just going to stop here. Let me grab the USB-C port that was removed, because I'm sure the pad is still attached to the pin that broke off. Yep, I can see it right there. So there's the pad, and that's supposed to be on the board, and that's typically what happens when these USB-C ports are soldered at an angle that allows flexing, which ultimately breaks the solder joints on the board, and unfortunately usually takes a pad with it because they don't all break evenly. It's usually the outside ones that break, and then the inside ones are usually what rip the pads off the board. Well, as they say, you can't win them all, so this repair is a failure, and we just move on from there. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video.